I'm doing well. How are you? Oh,
case there was any concern, I guess it's official to do. First time since 2016. With huge contracts. No one's yeah, absolutely. Oh, and I used to sing in that. We said it in Brooklyn.
There you go. Testing. Good. Two standing and holding for the three. Really? I've seen it go 35
You win. Stephen Martin's brother. You feel good now. Oh, okay, all right. He stayed with us for a couple weeks. He recuperated. So he said he'd be okay now he's in New York. That's one thing. You never know what 6 months will be.
And that's the only thing I love about this robe. Good Yontif, everyone.
Rabbi.
So just a little bit of housekeeping. Please silence your cell phones as everybody reaches for them. Ah, yes. Make sure they are on silent so we do not have, you know, God's probably not going to call during the service, just saying. Probably not going to happen. I know that this is a holiday where we fast, for the whole time. I will tell you that I do not, because I would pass out up here, and that would be not a good thing. So I will be drinking water during the service, and I'm just going to apologize ahead of time that I have to do that because I've got to keep up my strength. Today we stand before the mirror of all to see ourselves as we are. We come with no gifts, no bribes, no illusions, no excuses. We stand without defense and wait to be filled. What will fill us? Remorse, certainly, so much error and needless pain. And joy, remembered moments of love and right doing. We are too complex for single-sided emotions, and we are too simple to be excused for our complexity. Let us be bold enough to see, humble enough to feel, daring enough to turn and embrace the way of justice, mercy, and simplicity. We begin our service on page 5. On this journey, our soul will awaken to itself. We will venture from innocence to sin and back to innocence again. This is a journey from denial to awareness, from self-deception to judgment. We will learn our divine name. We will move from self-hatred to self-forgiveness, from anger to healing, from hard-heartedness to brokenheartedness. This is the journey the soul takes to transform itself and to evolve. The journey from boredom and staleness, from deadness to renewal. It is the journey from little mind to big mind, from confinement in the ego to a sense of ourselves as a part of something larger. It is the journey from isolation to a sense of our intimate connection to all being. Every soul needs to express itself. Every heart needs to crack itself open. Every one of us needs to move from anger to healing, from denial to consciousness, from boredom to renewal. These needs did not arise yesterday. They are among the most ancient of human yearnings, and they are fully expressed in the pageantry and ritual of the days of awe, in the great journey we make between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. I'm going to begin this evening's service with the singing of Or Zarua. If you want the words to that, you can find them somewhere. Page 16. But if you don't want to jump around, you can just listen. So. Or Zarua la tzadik ula Yisrael simcha. 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 Page 9, for the kindling of the Yom Tov lights. It's my pleasure to invite the Ashkenazis up to kindle the lights for us.
And that's why I don't do it.
Or perhaps we'll kindle the lights of Yom Tov.
The human spirit is the lamp of God, searching out what lies within us.
Guided by the flame of conscience, on this sacred night we search for truth.
Shine your light upon us as we strive to serve you. May we find safety in your faithful love.
We light the flame of healing and forgiveness on this atonement night. We give thanks for love. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivonu l'nei shel Yom HaKippurim.
Source of blessing, eternal our God, you fill the universe with majestic might. Teach us holiness through sacred obligations, giving us the mitzvah of bringing light on Yom Kippur.
And we'll just sing those two together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Yom HaKippurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'hinyanu l'zman hazeh. Amen. Please turn to page 15. Kol Nidre, a chant that begins in a whisper and rises to a cry. On this night of promises remembered, each soul in solitude communes with the soul of the universe. God, from this day of atonement to the next, may we reach it in peace. All Israel makes these vows: to turn from wrong, dishonesty, and greed, to walk in the path of justice and right. Yet we know our weakness, how prone we are to fail. Help us to keep our word. Help us to act with humility and integrity. We seek pardon and forgiveness. We seek your radiance and light. At this time, all will rise as we remove the scrolls from the ark. Vishiva Shamala, Uvishiva Shamata, Vishiva Shamala, Uvishiva Shamata, Adatamakum, Ve'adat HaKahal, Adat im havaryanim hanut matirin lahit palel im havaryanim Vishiva Shamala Vishiva Shamata Vishiva Shamala Vishiva Shamata. If you were able to remain standing through Kol Nidre, please do so, but if you need to sit, please feel free to do that. At this time, I would like to ask Nathan Corley to come forward and play the Kol Nidre for us. And now I have to follow that. Kol Nidre Miyom Kippurim Zeh Ad Yom Kippurim Haba Aleinu L'Tova Kulhun Lecharat Na'vehun Kulhun Yehun Sharan Shabikin Shabitin Bateli Butalin Lashari Lakabamin Idrana Nidre And on page 18, we read at the bottom together. All vows, resolves, and commitments, vows of abstinence and terms of obligation, sworn promises and oaths of dedication, that we promise and swear to God, and take upon ourselves from this day of atonement until next day of atonement, may it find us well. We regret them, and for all of them we repent. Let all of them be discarded and forgiven, abolished and undone. They are not valid, and they are not binding. Our vows shall not be vows. Our resolves shall not be resolves, and our oaths, they shall not be oaths. On page 20. All shall be forgiven, the entire community of Israel, and the stranger who lives in their midst, for all have gone astray in error. Moses prayed to God, as you have been faithful to this people ever since Egypt, please forgive their failings now, in keeping with your boundless love. V'sham ne'emar, v'yomer Adonai, salachti ki barecha. And God responded, I forgive as you have asked. Page 22. At this time, We will be returning the scrolls to the Ark. And if you're able to remain standing for the Baruch, please do that. Now page 22, the Baruch. Baruch Adonai, Hamelech Olam Vayed. If you're able to remain standing through the Shema, please do, but if you need to sit down, please feel free to do that. We're now on page 25. Thanks for the introduction. We're not there yet. Are you reading? Okay.
Day and night are yours, creative spirit of the universe, the muted colors of twilight, the radiance of dawn. You are the spreading wings of light, the deepening shadows of darkness, and ever-changing drama. In the human heart, too, the struggle between darkness and light unfolds. From sunlit heights of generosity, the human heart sinks to the gloomy depths of selfishness. Although we fall, you give us the strength to rise again. You call on those who hurt through word or deed to break free from wrongdoing and return to you. All who hear your call to goodness are embraced. All who reject emptiness and evil find acceptance from you. We come into your presence this night of Kol Nidre, aware of our shortcomings and weaknesses are many. Yet, encouraged by your promise of forgiveness, we choose freely the path of repentance, restoring wholeness to our lives and holiness to the world.
Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 28, the watchwords of our faith, the Shema. You may now be seated. We turn to page 31.
With all your strength, our sages teach, Love God with all your strength. This means show love with your wealth. Put your resources towards good purposes. Serve the Most High with everything you possess. Those who reject all material possessions, who spurn comfort and wealth, who deny the body, they lose their ability to appreciate life's value. Poverty and suffering do not cultivate the love of God. Rather, learn to love life, live fully, cherish the world, and enjoy its treasures. Then you will gain a full measure of love. Then will your heart expand with gratitude, and only then will you give with a joyful heart.
Page 38.
Truth and faith. These are fundamental to our existence. God alone is their source, and we are Israel, a people of God. Our sovereign saves us from tyranny, redeems us from its violence through countless wonders, from its brutality through great feats beyond measure. We are Israel, a people of God, the giver of life, who would not let our feet give way, the maker of miracles for us against Pharaoh, of signs and portents in the land of Egypt, the one who brought our people, Israel, from its mist to enduring freedom.
Page 40.
Witness to this heroic might, the people thanked and praised God by name, freely accepting the rain of heaven. Then Moses and Miriam and all Israel sang to you this song of utter joy.
Please join the singing, Micha Mocha. Micha Mocha Bailim Adonai, Micha Mocha Neda HaKodesh, Norah Tehilot Osefem, Malachutecha, Rahu Anecha, Rokeayah Lifnei Moshe, Miriam Ze'elianu Ve'amaru, Adonai Imlo Le'olam Ad. Ve'ne'emar Kifad Adonai et Yaakov Uga'alo Mi'achazak Mimenu Baruch Atah Adonai God Yisrael. Page 43.
When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at least sound in fear of what my life and my children's lives might be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-bind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free.
Baruch Atah Adonai, Hapurei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Amo Yisrael, Ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 46. At this time, if you're able, I know you just sat down, but if you're able, please stand for the tefillah. Have mercy upon me, O God, as befits your faithfulness. In keeping with your abundant compassion, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly of my iniquity and purify me of my sin. For I recognize my transgressions and am ever conscious of my sin. Adonai sefetai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Page 48, remember there's something in the middle. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanurah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei Hakol, Bezocher Kashtei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Geula, Livnei B'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava. Zochreinu l'chaim, melech hafetz b'chaim, bekotbenu b'sefer hachayim, lemancha Elohim chayim. Melech Ozer, Umashiach Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Be'ezrat Sarah. Amen. We continue on page 50. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mekayeh hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mekachel chayim bechesed, Mekayeh hakol berakamim rabim, Somek noflim berofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umakayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al givorot umidom elach, melech memit umakayeh umasmiach Yeshua. Mikamocha aharakamim, Zocher Yitzurav l'chaim barakamim, V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekayeh ha'akol. Page 53. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Ukadoshim b'kol yom yalu l'asela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh. Please be seated. We continue on page 53 with the Uvachain section. And if you were with us on Rosh Hashanah, I taught you how to chant Uvachain. We're going to do that again. Uvachain, 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 Uvachain. And so, in your holiness, give all creation the gift of awe. Turn our fear to reverence. Let us be witnesses of wonder, perceiving all nature as a prayer come alive. We bow to the sovereignty of your strength, the primacy of your power. We yearn for connection with all that lives, doing your will with wholeness of heart. Awe-inspiring is your creation, all-encompassing your transcendent name. Page 54. Uvachain, 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 Uvachain. And so, in your holiness, give your people the gift of honor. Bless with praise those who praise you. Bless with hope those who seek you. Give your believers a basis for faith, true happiness for the land of Israel, true joy in Jerusalem. May the sparks of David, your servant, soon grow bright enough for us to see a beam of light in the darkness, a promise of perfection. Page 56.
Again, 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 again.
And so, in your holiness, give the righteous the gift of a vision bright with joy, a world where evil has no voice, and the rule of malevolence fades like wisps of smoke. Good people everywhere will celebrate the stunning sight of arrogance gone from the earth. Page 58, in the middle. Kadosh ata v'nora shemecha ve'ein Elohim biladecha kakatuv vayikba Adonai tzvahot b'mishpat ve'ha'el hakadosh nikdash b'tzedakah Baruch atah Adonai HaMelech HaKadosh. Page 62.
Our God and God of generations before us, may a memory of us ascend and come before you. May it be heard and seen by you, winning your favor and reaching your awareness, together with the memory of our ancestors, the memory of your sacred city, Jerusalem, and the memory of your people, the family of Israel. May we be remembered for safety, well-being, and favor, for love and compassion, for life and for peace on this Day of Atonement.
Page 66.
Our God and God of our forebears, pardon our failings on this Day of Atonement, erase our misdeeds, see beyond our defiance. For Isaiah said in your name, it is I alone, who wipe away your defiant acts. This is my essence. I shall pay no heed to your errors. And the prophet said, as a cloud fades away, as mist dissolves into air, so your wrongs and mistakes shall be gone. I will wipe them away. Come back to me, that I may redeem you. As you said to Moses, for on this day atonement shall be made for you, to purify you from all your wrongs, and pure you shall be in the presence of Adonai.
Page 72, or they would say. Say Adonai Eloheinu Me'amecha Yisrael Utafi Latam Be'ahava Tejekabel Utahi Laratzon Tamid Halodat Yisrael Yisrael Amecha El Kedron Lakol Torah Panei El Avadecha V'konenu Shefach Ruchacha Aleinu. 74.
And for all these gifts, God of majesty, may your name come to be blessed and praised, our gratitude a daily offering until the end of time. Inscribe your covenant partners for a life of goodness, and may all life resound with gratitude and faith in praise of your name. God, you free us and strengthen us.
Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha uvaka na'eh lehodot. We're on page 76. I'm sorry. My bad. We now turn to page 78, and we ask God to grant us peace. Peace for peoples all over the world, peace within our homes, within our sanctuaries, peace on this Yom Kippur evening. Shalom, Rav Yisrael, Avachad, Tasim, Le'olam. Yatahu melech Adon, lekol hashalom, v'tov beinecha, levarech et amcha Yisrael, lekol eitu kosha bishlomecha. The Sefer Chaim, Barak Shalom, Barak Shalom, Ufarnasah Tova, Barak Shalom, Nizacher v'nikatev lefanecha. Nuva kolam ha bet Yisrael, lekayim tovim ushalom. Baruch atah Adonai, oseh hashalom. At this time in our service, we want to think about those in our congregation and our family and friends that are in need of healing, healing of body, healing of spirit, and perhaps this day they are in need of both. The Misha Barak we're going to be singing this evening, you can actually find on page 273. For some reason they didn't put one in this service, but we're going to sing the one on page 273. And we're thinking this evening of the following in our community: Ben Abramowitz, James Baton, Celia Grossman, Carol Fishberg, Diana Lando, Diane Levine, Lori Licker, Penny Marcus, Janet Rosenblatt, Stephen Roth, Stuart Rossinger, Alan Schoenfeld, Diana Vanden Bogard, Jody Cotton Consour, Kim Hill, Karen Dennis, Pete Taddy, Fran Hertz, and Margot Hertz. If there are other names that you wish to add to our list this evening, I'm thinking of my friend Rabbi Jen Weinstein and my friend Art Joseph. there are other names you'd like to add, please say their names at this time.
Brian Shuck.
Penny Stamler.
Ginger Amos and Mark Perlman.
Will Chambliss and Curry Chambliss, and from the stream, Jessica Corrales.
Linda Tyndall.
Ruby Johnson. Alexandria, Alan Barrett, James Vaughn, Glacier Vaughn, Sharon Seeger.
Bob Speller.
We keep all of those people in our hearts and thoughts as we sing on page 273, Lisa Levine's version of Misha Barak. Misha Barak Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Misha Barak Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Rachel. May the one who bless our mothers, may the one who bless our fathers, hear our prayer, 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 and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Misha Barak Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Misha Barak Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Rachel. Bless us with a vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Misha Barak Avotenu, Misha Barak Imotenu. Hear our prayer, 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 and bless us as well. Hear our prayer, 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 and bless us as well. At this time, please take a few moments to pray the thoughts and prayers of your heart to the God of your understanding, and then meet me on page 81. Oh, say shalom bimrama. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ve'imru. Say shalom bimrama. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ve'imru. Page 82. We begin with the Bidui Zuta, the short confession, and I will be singing Elohei, Elohei, Abotenu V'Imotenu. Eloheinu, Elohei Abotenu, Tabu lefanecha, Tefilatenu, Behold, Ve'atid olam, Mitchinatenu, Shahid anachnu, Azefani ukashei oref, Lomar lefanecha, Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu, Tzadikim anachnu, V'lo chatanu, Aval, anachnu katanu, Avinu, Ashanu. Our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence. And when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong. At the bottom of the page, let's read in English together. Of these wrongs we are guilty. We betray, we steal, we scorn, we act perversely. We are cruel, we scheme, we are violent, we slander, we devise evil, we lie, we ridicule, we disobey, we abuse, we defy, we corrupt, we commit crimes, we are hostile, we are stubborn, we are immoral, we kill, we spoil, we go astray, we lead others astray. And we turn to page 86 for the Bidui Rabbah. I'm going to be reading the Hebrew, and you will be responding with Linda, with a Y. Linda with a Y. Al chet shekatanu lefanecha, b'zadon ubishgaga, vel chet shekatanu lefanecha, b'dibur peh.
The ways we have wronged you deliberately and by mistake, and harm we have caused in your world through the words of our mouths.
Al chet shekatanu lefanecha, b'imutz halev, Ve'elchet shekatana lefaneka, betif shut peh. Alchet shekatana lefaneka, v'chakash ub chazav, ve'elchet shekatana lefaneka, birkilut. Alchet shekatana lefaneka, v'flilut, ve'elchet shekatana lefaneka, v'zizul horim umorim. Alchet shekatana lefaneka, v'divui peh, ve'elchet shekatana lefaneka, v'hona arat reah. Alchet shekatana lefaneka, v'chozak yad, ve'elchet shekatana lefaneka, v'masa uvmatan. Ve'al kulam Elohas likot, salak lanu, mekal lanu, kaper lanu. Ve'al kulam Elohas likot, salak lanu, mekal lanu, kaper lanu. Ve'al kulam Elohas likot, salak lanu, mekal lanu, salak lanu, mekal lanu, kaper lanu. We continue on page 88. Alchet shekatana lefaneka, begalui ubasater. Ve'alchet shekatana lefaneka, bifrikat ol. Alchet shekatana lefaneka, begilui araot. Ve'alchet shekatana lefaneka, b'ma'achal umishteh. Alchet shekatana lefaneka, b'yetzer hara. Ve'alchet shekatana lefaneka, b'neshech uv marbit. Alchet shekatana lefaneka, b'latzon. Ve'alchet shekatana lefaneka, bin tiyat gadron. Alchet shekatana lefaneka, b'sinat chinam. Ve'alchet shekatana lefaneka, b'tumat sifatayim. Alchet shekatana lefaneka, b'yoshon hara. Ve'alchet shekatana lefaneka, b'tzarut ayin. Ve'al kulam Elohas likot, salak lanu, mekal lanu, kaper lanu. Ve'al kulam Elohas likot, salak lanu, mekal page 98.
Hear our call, Adonai, our God. Show us compassion, accept our prayer with love and goodwill. Take us back, Adonai. Let us come back to you. Renew our days as in the past. Hear our words, Adonai. Understand our unspoken thoughts. May the speech of our mouth and our heart's quiet prayer be acceptable to you, Adonai, our rock and our redeemer. Together.
Do not cast us away from your presence, or cut us off from your Holy Spirit. Do not cast us away when we are old, as our strength diminishes. Do not forsake us. Do not forsake us, Adonai. Be not far from us, our God. With hope, Adonai, we await you. Surely you, Adonai, our God, you will answer.
Please turn to page 106. We're going to read in English, easy for me to say, in the middle of the page. We are your people, and you are our God. We are your children, and you are our father, our mother. We are the people who serve you, and you call us to serve. We are your community, and you are our portion. We are your legacy, and you are our purpose. We are your flock, and you are our shepherd. We are your vineyard, and you watch over us. We are your work, and you are our maker. We are your beloved, and you are our lover. We are your treasure, and you are the one we cherish. We are your people, and you reign over us. We offer you our words, and you offer us yours. So forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. Page 113. All rise as we open the ark for the Avinu Malkeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice. Some of us have cancer. Some have lost strength of body. Some have lost memory and speech. Some of us are in pain. Some can't find work. Some of us bear the marks of human cruelty inside where the scars don't show. Some live with depression. Some battle addiction. Many feel alone. Some have known shattered marriages, trust betrayed, hopes destroyed. Some of us have lost the ones we love far too soon. And some have lost a child. All of us have seen suffering in our midst. All of us know the ravages of war, for which there are no words. Together, Avinu Malkeinu, why? Avinu Malkeinu, are you there? Do you care? Avinu Malkeinu, hear our pain, hear our anger, hear our grief. Avinu Malkeinu, here is our prayer. Give us the strength to go on. Give us reasons to get up each day. Give us purpose and persistence. Help us to fend off fear and to hold on to hope. Help us to be kind. Don't grovel for your favor. Give us dignity and give us courage. Avinu Malkeinu, show us the way to a year of goodness. Renew our belief that the world can be better. Restore our faith in life. Restore our faith in you. So I'm going to be singing an alternative version of the Avinu Malkeinu this evening, and then we will go into our usual thing that we know. This is called Makor HaChaim. This was written by Beth Schaefer in memory of Rabbi Sue Levi Elwell, and it's a more inclusive and gender-neutral version of Avinu Malkeinu. Makor HaChaim Shema Koleinu Makor HaChaim V'Fnecha Makor HaChaim Shemor Aleinu V'Yalol Aleinu V'Tapenu Makor HaChaim Kalei Dever V'Cherev Ra'ah Me'aleinu Makor HaChaim Kalei Kol Tzar U'Mastin Me'aleinu Makor HaChaim Makor HaChaim Kotfeinu B'Sefer Chaim Tovim Makor HaChaim Makor HaChaim Kotfeinu B'Sefer Chaim Tovim Makor HaChaim Kadesh Aleinu Shana Tova, Shana Tova Makor HaChaim Shema Koleinu Shema Koleinu Shema Koleinu. At the bottom of page 15, we join in singing Avinu Malkeinu together.
Avinu Malkeinu, Horneinu Vaneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Horneinu Vaneinu, Ki ein vanu masim, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed, Hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu.
You may be seated. Well, good Yontif, everyone, once again. So I decided this evening to do a talk about the prayer Unatana Tokef. So this is kind of a perspective on Unatana Tokef, which we will be singing tomorrow, and we sang actually on Rosh Hashanah as well. Who by fire? Who by water? Who in the sunshine? Who in the nighttime? Who by high ordeal? Who by common trial? Who in your merry, merry month of May? Who by very slow decay? And who shall I say is calling? This haunting song by Leonard Cohen of blessed memory, which you will hear later on, speaks to the powerful prayer recited on both Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, the Unatana Tokef. Unatana Tokef, Kedushat Hayom, Hihu Norah Ve'ayom. These words mean, let us acknowledge the power of this day's holiness, for it is awesome and full of dread. This is the first part of a piyut, or poem, that was written centuries ago. The authorship of the Unatana Tokef is actually still in question. There's a legend about the origins of this piyut, and it goes like this. It's a little gruesome, just saying. Legend has it that the Unatana Tokef was composed by an 11th century sage named Rabbi Amnon of Mainz in Germany, who, apart from this story, is relatively unknown. As a friend of the Archbishop of Mainz, Rabbi Amnon was pressured to convert to Catholicism. He asked for 3 days to ponder it as a delaying tactic to consider conversion. He immediately regretted it, giving even the pretense of consideration of such a move in his life. After spending those 3 days in prayer, he refused to come to the Archbishop as promised. And when he was forcibly brought before the Archbishop, he begged to have his tongue removed to atone for his sin. Instead, the Archbishop ordered his hands and legs amputated, limb by limb, as punishment for not obeying his word to return after 3 days and refusing to convert. At each amputation, the rabbi was given the chance to convert to Catholicism, but each time he refused. He was sent home with his severed extremities on a knight's shield. This event occurred before Rosh Hashanah. On that day, as he lay dying, Rabbi Amnon asked to be carried to the synagogue, where he recited the original composition of the Unatana Tokef with his last breaths. His body vanished. 3 days later, he appeared in a dream to Rabbi Kalanimus ben Mushallam, who died in 1096 and was one of the great scholars and liturgists of Mainz. In the dream, Rabbi Amnon begged Rabbi Kalanimus to transcribe the prayer and have it included in the text of the high holiday services. Thus, the legend concludes, Unatana Tokef became part of the standard high holiday liturgy. Now, even though Rabbi Kalanimus is widely considered the author of this piece of piyut, the language and the style of writing are not consistent with the other writings of this particular rabbi. Additionally, there is evidence to support that a very similar piyut was already in use in Italy, contemporary to Kalanimus. A copy of this poem has been discovered in the Cairo Geniza and is dated to the 8th century, so the true authorship of it remains unknown. Maybe the Taybacks could have looked that up while they were there. I'm just saying. The poem gives a rather lengthy list of the possible ways a person might die over the next year. In addition to those mentioned by Leonard Cohen, we have war, beast, plague, earthquake, strangling and stoning, etc. But the questions are also asked, who will live and who will die? Well, eventually I will die, but I also live. Who will reach the ripeness of age? Well, me, whatever the ripeness of my age is. Who will be taken before their time? Me, because no one wants to pass on, and we are all taken before our time, or what we perceive to be our time. Who will rest and who will wander? Me. Some days I rest, other days I wander restlessly. Who will be tranquil and who will be troubled? We all have our days of tranquility and our days of turmoil. Who will be humbled and who exalted? Well, I will always be humbled. Exalted? Not sure that's in the cards for me, but I shall stay tuned on that. The poem goes on to say, Uteshuvah, utefillah, utsadaka, ma'avirin et roah hagzerah. But through return to the right path, through prayer and righteous giving, we can transcend the harshness of the decree. The lines preceding, who by fire and who by water, declares, on Rosh Hashanah they will be written, on Yom Kippur they will be sealed. Does anyone else besides me struggle with this? Does this say to you that no matter what we do, it's a done deal? We're written on one day and we're sealed on the next, as if we have 8 days to figure it all out. Is that even possible? And why would we have a time put on us like that? And why, through teshuvah, or returning to God through repentance, tefillah, prayer, and tzedakah, charity or fairness? Why not through mitzvot, adherence to commandments, Talmud Torah, the study of Torah, or tikkun olam, the repair of creation? Why not chesed or ahava, love, yirah, or of reverence, or shalom, peace and wholeness? I can think of a number of ways we can go about removing our names from the list of gloom and doom. Why are these 3 singled out as a way to temper or revert ma'avirin, the severeness of the decree? In his book, Who by Fire, Who by Water, Rabbi Lawrence Hoffman examines this prayer extensively, and I mean extensively. By using some of the excerpts from his book, let's look at each of these and try to make some sense out of why they were selected as a way out. Teshuvah is about returning, specifically about returning to God. We stray away from God during times in our lives when we should most rely on God's help to see us through. By teshuvah, we do that. We repent what we have done wrong. Through remorse, apology, and or restitution, we make amends for those we wronged. According to Rabbi Aden Steinsaltz of blessed memory, that in teshuvah, a person turns himself about, away from the pursuit of what he craves, and confronts his desire to approach God. By confessing our shortcomings, our inadequacies, and our arrogance, we take up less space, and our egos grow smaller. Tefillah is about conversations with God. We try to give ourselves back to the One, the Creator. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel put it this way: to worship God is to forget the self. In prayer, we shift the center of living from self-consciousness to self-surrender. We even give the power of speech over to God. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. So it is not about you or me, but what God wants that matters most. Tzedakah is actually the easiest to understand in the list. Giving to charity or realizing what is fair and just is very tangible. You can physically give something to someone to help make their lives better, whether it be food, clothing, donations to like Habitat for Humanity, or any homeless shelter. You are physically diminished, but you're spiritually enhanced. You also give food to the food pantries. All 3 of those have a thread. That is the loss of self. Not loss of self-worth or self-esteem or self-denial, but a voluntary lessening of ourselves. We jettison some of the baggage we are carrying by returning to God, by prayer and caring for others. And these acts of returning, praying, and caring encompass many of the other aspects I mentioned before: love, reverence, peace, repair of the world, the study of Torah, and mitzvot. They are all interconnected if only we return, we pray, and we care. At its core, the Unatana Tokef is about re-examination of our varied relationships with God, including on the Day of Judgment. The Piyut imposes images of God, judging us through words contained in the Piyut. There is anticipation of our collective redemption. Our fate is at once deserved and at the same time, perhaps random. Our passing before God can be our end or our beginning. by looking at the Unetana Tokef with all of its literary illusions and allusions, we may perhaps open up ourselves to new relationships with God and even each other. As I was reading the words of Rabbi Aidan Steinsaltz when he said, "A person turns himself about," I thought of the song, The Hokey Pokey, for some very bizarre reason. You put your whole self in, you take your whole self out, you put your whole self in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Putting our whole self into teshuvah, tefillah, and tzedakah. What if the hokey pokey is really what it's all about? Ken Yehi Ratzon, be this God's will. So at this time, Holly and I, and Manfred, are going to offer the words Who by Fire by Leonard Cohen.
Who by fire, who by water, who in the sunshine, who in the nighttime, who by ordeal, who by common trial, who in your merry, merry month of May, who by very slow decay, and who shall I say is calling? And who in her lonely slip, who by barbiturate, who in these realms of love, who by something blunt, who by avalanche, who by power, who for his greed, who for his hunger, and who shall I say is calling? And who by brave ascent, who by accident, who in solitude, who in this mirror, who by his lady's command, who by his own hand, who in mortal chains, who in power, and who shall I say is calling?
Thank you, Holly. On page 116, kindly rise for the Elenu, as the ark is open once again. Aleinu l'shabeach wa'adon ha'kol, la'tekedu la'lioseh breshit, shelo asanu kigoye ha'arasot, velo samanu kimishbakol ha'adama, shelo sakelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kekol hamonam, v'anachnu Korim, Umishtakavim, Umodim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 119, and we're going to read together at the bottom of page 119. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas. and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech ha'koretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. And it's been said, Adonai shall reign over all the earth. On that day, Adonai shall be one, and God's name shall be one. You may be seated. Page 121. This night concludes with memory. Our last thoughts always are of those we have lost. We miss them especially tonight, yearning for their presence at our side. The service we have shared once was theirs. They spoke and sang the ancient words, and prayed and repented and yearned for better lives, as we have done. Flawed in their deeds, imperfect in their faith, they still drew strength from their tradition as we seek fortitude in ours. What was good and beautiful in their lives once gave us joy, and now inspires us to reach higher. The knowledge that they loved us deeply brings comfort to our hearts, so we light candles of remembrance and gratitude, and we speak this timeless truth. At this time, we are remembering the following whose yahrzeit, the anniversary of whose death occurs at this time, and actually tomorrow we will be remembering everybody around us. Tonight we're remembering Gary Stewart Slayman, Louis M. Shapiro, Sam Malakowski, Eleanor Pomerantz, Edka Hess, Oliver D. Ingerman, Rebecca Chodoroff, Walter Siegel, Annalise Stokler, the sister-in-law of Gerda Stokler, Elsa Stokler, mother-in-law of Gerda Stokler, Harry A. Miles, father-in-law of Carolyn Miles, Sam Klein, the father of David Klein, Morris Ostroff, son of Annie Ostroff, Penina Block, sister of Deborah Green, Jack Steinberg, father of Karen Corrales, William Freeman Howard, the brother of Rose Schoenfeld, Faye Ashkenazi, the mother of Joel Ashkenazi, Paul Fensenthal, the father of Sylvia Ashkenazi. At this time, if you were in mourning, or if it is your custom, please rise for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 122. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabah be'alma dibarach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayekon uvyomekon u'b'kaye dekol beit Yisrael ba'agalah u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yahei shemei rabah mevarach le'olam omei almaya Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitanaseh v'yitadar v'yitalef v'yitalal shemei dekudashah b'riku La'ela ula'ela mikol birkata v'shirata tushbakata v'nekamata da'amiram b'alma v'imeru amen. Yahei shalama rabba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imeru amen. Zikronom lebracha, may their memories forever be a blessing in this new year and always. And you may be seated. At this time, I would like to ask our esteemed, and he is esteemed, do you? Well, that's why I use it, Mike Slotkin, to give us greetings and announcements and stuff.
Larry, just to check, so this mic's good? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, good yontif. Thank you for being here tonight. I don't know what the usual metrics are in the stream. Somebody told me for each device, it's usually 2 people watching. So we had another 75 to 80 people streaming in tonight. So welcome if you're out there. And you'll notice that you get a perspective of probably the front of my face and maybe the side of my face, because we have cameras now on both the side of the room and back of the room. We actually have microphones above you. So many of the people that were streaming in got more of a feel for what it would be like to be in the congregation, because they could actually hear the congregation. tonight. And I want to thank in the back of the room, Brothers Rodriguez and Feinberg, the AV team, for making that happen. Rabbi's beautiful service. You're getting a lot of applause online. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Linda and Manfred and Monica. And where is he? I don't have my glasses on, but I know Nathan is still here. Where are you?
He's back in the back, Nathan.
Nathan, that was wonderful. I mean, it was just made the service. Beautiful. So anyway, big schedule tomorrow. Yom Kippur morning service starts at 10 a.m. Please try to make your way here by 9:45. It gets kind of hectic before services. We'll break and then we'll reconvene at 3 p.m. for our family service. We'll probably have a small break after the family service, and then at 4:30 we'll have our healing service. 5 p.m. Yisker and then Nila service, and then we'll break the fast at 6:30. This year we're going to do something a little bit different. Maybe, I only date back to 2016, so I don't know if you did that prior, but all the families that wanted names remembered, especially, we're going to read all those names tomorrow. I think it's a couple hundred maybe. I know I'm one reader, and I've got probably 40 names, so I'm assuming it's going to add up. And so we'll do that during the 5 o'clock to 6:30 hour. 6:30 is break the fast. It will be 6:30 this year, I promise. And I think Joy and Bobby, you're looking for people to make sure they sign up before they leave tonight, if you're going to be here at the break the fast. Okay, so the sign-up sheet is outside. And we'd like to do probably the same thing, so we'll make our way to the lobby and allow us to greet you as you leave here tonight. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
I would also like to add my thanks to all of my people, including Terry, who's trying to escape. Ha, caught you. But I don't think you all realize how much work she puts into making these holidays, getting these holidays ready. And this guy, the amount of work that he puts in, Larry, and Daryl, they've been phenomenal working on the sound system. We actually, yeah, you're Daryl. Sorry. There's no two Daryls. We got two Larrys. Sorry. That's all I could do. That's all I got. But anyway, I want to thank everybody, my whole supporting cast up here. Can't do it without you guys. You're phenomenal. Just absolutely phenomenal. And thanks again, Nathan. You rock. It was really hard to follow you, to be honest with you. It was really hard. So, all right. With that all being said, hour and a half, not bad. A little bit longer, actually. We're going to turn to page 127 and sing the words, return again, our closing song. Then Mike and I will make our way to the entrance, or the exit, or the entrance, whatever it is. All right.
Return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return to the land of your soul.
Yomar Khatama Tova, may you be sealed for a good year. Thank you. And now.